Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm here to share information, tips, and ideas for having a happier and healthier life. Today, we're going to be doing part 2 for things that my husband and I do or did with our money that are helping us to become millionaires and to be wealthy and at peace with money. That's the point. And I'm not trying to brag or not trying to I'm not trying to brag about all this stuff, but I just want to show you what's possible if you make certain choices and sacrifices. And I've learned a lot from other people who have done similar or even more. And so I'm continually learning, and I just want to share with you so you can do that too. All right, so number 1, we created an emergency savings. We have 12 months of living expenses in our emergency savings. A lot of people recommend trying to get at least $500 to $1,000 in order to have that buffer if something were to happen. I know recently we had to spend $900 on something for our van, and we had that money instead of going, oh, well, we didn't budget for that, or we don't have that in our budget, in our plan. You have a buffer if needed, or if someone, God forbid, lost their job or something bad happened that and unexpected came up. That is what it's for. So unexpected things happen. You can expect that something unexpected might happen. So in order to give yourself some peace and know that you can handle a situation that comes your way, plan for it. Now, some people will recommend 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, including your mortgage, your insurance, your food. Have that set aside. But if you want, you can also do 6 to 12 months. So some people have a year, it just makes them feel much better and safer. Do what works best for you and your family, but have some type of savings. It'll help you. Also, a little tip, my husband, we both have our own bank accounts and we have access to them and we both look at each other's, but we also have our checking, like I have my checking and then I have a little savings right there. And then Chase has his checking and a little savings right there. And then plus we have our family emergency savings in a different account, in a high yield account. But what's helpful for that is if you ever are in a bind or some little situation, you maybe have like $1,000 in there or whatever is comfortable to you, and you can pull from there if something ever unexpected came up. So that's like an extra emergency, but then we have the bigger one just in case. Number 2, we opened a high yield savings account. So I talked about our emergency savings, our family emergency savings. That is a great place for a high yield savings account is a great place to put your emergency fund. So the reason it's awesome is because high yield savings accounts can make you 4 or even 5% nowadays on your money. Now, I know I was always a big saver and I've been saving my money and saving it, and I was making 0.001% interest. It was not growing, it wasn't being invested, etc. And now if you don't want to invest the actual money, there are ways you can invest the money to get like a 4% return, but it's basically cash, it's a mutual fund. But if you don't want to do that and you just want it liquid to actually have cash, then put it in a high yield savings account that returns 4 or 5%. And so that money that you have in there, it's there if you need it, but it's also growing a little bit, which is kind of the best of both worlds. Number 3, open brokerage accounts. So we started investing. I wish we did this sooner, but we did start. So you can do this for yourself. You can also do this for your kids eventually to help them. But once you take advantage of your 401ks and your Roth IRAs, etc., then this is something you can do. And this is where you can use Vanguard, you can use Fidelity, Charles Schwab, use a reputable investment firm. We use Vanguard and open up the brokerage accounts. So it's a great way to start getting invested and getting your money working. That's part of the biggest thing. It's great to not to live below your means. It's great to not spend more than you make, but it's more than just saving. You want your money to start working, whether that's in investments, in certain other assets. You want your money to work. That is how wealthy people become wealthy and how eventually you can be free and have more time to do what you want to do. Number 4, we opened 2 Roth IRAs. So you can open one per individual. And so we are married, so we opened one for each of us. So in the past, last year, you could invest up to $6,000, about $500 a month in your Roth IRA that is a tax advantage account. It's a double tax advantage account. So when you it's taxed before you put the money in, but then once it's in, it cannot be taxed and it grows tax-free. And you can do this. And if you put the max amount, you'll get $1.5 or so million by the time you're ready to retire, just by putting in $500 a month, which I know can be a lot to come by, but depending on your financial situation, you can do that. Now, do you have to max it out? No, but use this as a tax vehicle. If your spouse can do it too, feel free to have them do it, because then you're getting double the money. So instead of just 1.5 million, you might have 3-4 million. So it's a great tax shielded account, and it's definitely something to look into. Next, consider firing your financial advisor. So we use Vanguard and they have a financial advisor, and it's a super low fee. You always want to look for way below 1%, at least less than 1%. But 1%, 2% cannot seem like a lot, but with your money and over time, it actually takes out a lot of the money that you could be making. Now, I face this question like, well, I'm not really sure what to do, and money, I want to make sure I'm doing something right with it and doing the right things. And so I was like, I don't know if I just want to do it myself, because I didn't know enough yet. But if you find these services, definitely check out Vanguard. It's a very low cost fee, and they can get you set up and started. But eventually, if they're not adding new programs and such, all you need to do is know what to invest in and know how to actually purchase it. And it's not as hard as you think. You don't have to go buy all these crazy stocks or be buying and selling and trading all the time. You can stick with low cost index funds, and there's certain funds that you can do. Even a target date index fund, which most organizations have, and it's very well diversified, and it tracks on how you age, and it starts getting less aggressive as you get older, which is what you want. But you can just buy that yourself. And so one thing about this though is you do have to make sure you actually buy and invest the money. Sometimes you can put the money into Vanguard or whatever account, but then people don't end up actually buying the shares. And then they go 2, 3, 4, 10 years and they realize, I still only have the amount that I invested. It didn't grow because I didn't actually invest it. So that's the one thing to look out for. And sometimes it's nice just to have the advisor to help, as long as it's a low fee, but consider doing it on your own if you can look at videos or books and get educated yourself. Get out of debt. So bad debt. Debt can be leveraged. And I do believe in this. I do believe that debt can be used, like if you want to buy assets, sometimes you have to take the risk and leverage debt. But also for a lot of people and for the average American, debt is a problem, and spending too much is a problem. And just using a credit card for everything is a problem. And so trying to get out of credit card debt, trying to get out of student loan debt, trying not to have these big car payments, etc., or this huge house that is just, you're becoming house poor. Trying to get out of those is essential in order to build wealth. Invest in your health and yourself. So this isn't necessarily an investment account or something, but investing in your health and your relationship in yourself as a person is going to pay back tenfold. So if you have a bunch of money, but you can't move, you're in pain, and you're not healthy, then that just doesn't seem ideal to me. I want to be healthy and thriving. I want to be able to go do something with the money and go help people and serve people and spend time with my family with the money and the wealth that we have. So we think it's valuable to invest in our health. And also, I was pregnant a couple of years ago, and I've been going to physical therapy just for a tight IT band I had. And it cost $30 with our copay, but even that $30 has started to add up. I know you could think $30, that's not that much. But to me, that's $30 and multiplied, not going into investments or not going into something that could help our family. So healthcare can get expensive. And so one of the best things to do is to be in prevention and to prevent. And so if you need to spend a little bit more on healthy foods, if you need to buy that gym membership, some of these things are worth investing in. Additionally, investing in our relationship. So this also comes down to your values. What do you value? But I really value my family, and I value my husband and our relationship. And I want to work on myself, but also work on our relationship and make sure that we're having a great experience and enjoying our life. And I'm so thankful for my relationship with my husband, and it's just been an absolute gift. And you guys are a team and can help each other to grow and to thrive. And so investing in each other is a great investment and one of my favorite things to do. Not overpaying on a house. So we're still figuring out the situation, but we have been very careful. We do not want to overpay for a house and be house poor. This is a crazy economic time, and houses and things and the interest rates are soaring, but do what you have to do. If you have to get a house that is smaller than you maybe wanted to, if you have to rent, if you have to move in with family or something, do that. Also shop around for interest rates, because different mortgage companies don't just go with what your realtor has. Shop around and see. There's so many more interest rates out there. You don't just have to take the interest rate or what is being offered to you. Do your research. Also, it's up to you if you want to move to a different area. A lot of people move far out so they can afford more home. For me and my husband, that's not really exactly what we want to do. That's not our goal. So figuring out what you're willing to sacrifice or not sacrifice, and then go from there. So definitely be careful, because I know a lot of people who are paying so much for their house and they don't have a lot of money for anything else. And so definitely check that one out. Work on increasing your income. So how can you cut your spending, but also how can you increase your income so that you have more money to do more, so that you can enjoy your life. You can enjoy healthy foods and maybe eating out every once in a while, or going on certain dates, or taking your family to the Sky Zone or something fun. But the best thing to do is to cut, but then ultimately grow and have more money so you have more to work with. Becoming minimalist or essentialist. So we've done this over the last couple of years. It's been one of the best gifts and blessings. I know we have these big minimalism movements and Marie Kondo and etc. But it really is a valuable tip to think about, and how much stuff is in our home or in people's homes that you don't even use, or that you don't even like, that doesn't spark joy, and that takes up mental energy. A lot of it's very stressful having so many things to take care of, and it's another thing on your plate. So we worked really hard to get rid of a lot of things, have less, to have a calmer environment, and ultimately to not be spending a bunch of money on all this extra decorations or all these random things that is taking away from what our actual goals are. If it provides value to you, and if you actually enjoy it, go for it. And if you have the money for it, go for it. But if you don't, take a look at that and look at all these things piling up in your home. And is it stressing you out? Do you have less money? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Take a look at that, because it really can affect a lot of people. And lastly, we read a lot of books and listened to YouTubers, podcasts, and professionals that know a lot about finance. And so we learned about the FIRE movement. We learned about different ways to invest. I know people had told me to invest in the past or talk to these people, but I was like, what the heck? And it seemed like this big, scary thing. But really, once you start getting educated about it, things aren't as scary. And they're actually, it's mind blowing, going, oh my gosh, if I just would have known that or been willing to put this information together, my life would be changed. And so knowledge is power, and then knowledge applied is even more power, is what I always say. So do the research, be educated, see people in other situations and go, whoa, how did you get there? And ask them the questions, find the materials, order books. It's worth the investment. I know we say don't spend a bunch of money, but spending $10 or $20 on a book that has life-changing knowledge is a no-brainer. So I hope these tips were helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you do or what you've done to help build wealth, or to help save more money, or to help get out of debt. Share those in the comments below. Like and follow for more, and let me know if you want more videos about finances or other aspects on how to live a happier and healthier life. Bye guys. See you in the next video. You got this.